Hello and welcome to my everything you need to know about PlayStation 4 after the E3 meeting on Monday. So let's crack straight on. It is a design that is sleek and visually impactful wherever it is placed, said Andy House, president and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment, during the reveal. And that's probably true, or at least it's fair to say the PS4 isn't any more obtrusive than the PS3 was. If anything, it seems to take up more of a footprint than the PS3, although it is hard to say based on the brief glimpse we got of the console on stage. But there have been plenty other questions as well around the PS4. Beyond the obvious, what does it look like and how much does it cost? We at least know a little more about Sony's strategy. Sony's Video Unlimited service will be available from day one on the PS4, with a catalogue of 150,000 movies and TV shows available to rent. Music Unlimited, with over 20 million songs, can be accessed from the PS4. Android and iOS will be available as well. The usual suspects like Netflix will be there as well, in addition to the newcomers like Redbox and Flixster will be added this fall. None of this really differentiates the PS4 though, which might be fine. Sony's been positioning the PS4 as a gaming console, a counterpoint to Microsoft's Xbox One living room takeover. It's a good strategy on paper, but also implies that Xbox One doesn't have any gaming appeal, DRM issue aside. That's a dangerous bet. Speaking of games, Sony had at least one major exclusive to announce for the PS4. It's steampunk romp with big guns and scared horses. There is shooting, there are bad guys. It's called The Order, and while it might not be worth buying a PS4 specifically for it, it definitely looks amazing. Other games? There are other games. There's Drive Club, a racing game, Infamous Second Son, a sequel, Transistor, which, okay, that looked awesome. Sony played up its indie developers, highlighting everyone from tribute games to Young Horses to Switchblade Monkeys to Ragtag Studios. Yes, that means Octodad. And every single one of them will be making an exclusive debut on the PS4, although debut is different from lifetime. Maybe the biggest get though is Final Fantasy and Kingdom of Hearts 3, both of which appear to be PS4 exclusives. Faring less well is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That somehow, aside from a few robust explosions, made both pirates and assassins seem dull. We also saw a demo of Watch Dogs from Ubisoft, another game that's not PlayStation exclusive, which is fine, sharing is caring. But Sony spent a long time during its keynote showing off the games that you could get elsewhere. An NBA 2K14 demo showed up that was seemingly in place to specifically show off the PS4's face rendering, but the results were, well, it looks okay, but in motion, it looks silly in motion. Not necessarily more silly than it would be on the Xbox One, but still. Sony also highlighted a new Elder Scrolls entry, which will include an exclusive PS4 beta, which speaks to the problem that a lot of PS4 exclusives have. They're not really all that exclusive. A little downloadable content here, some beta action there, and overall though, there aren't many titles that you're going to want to buy for the PS4. The graphics all look most part stellar, but if I told you they were on the PS3, you'd believe me. That doesn't mean much. It takes developers a while to take full advantage of a new console's hardware horsepower. But if you're looking for a leap forward in graphics right away, you'll be, well, not disappointed. But you'll slow nod instead of slow clap. There are over 140 games in development currently for the PS4, including 40 that include experiences that are exclusive to PlayStation. Note again that experience don't mean the full game. If you watch the live stream, don't worry, they're better than that easily. In fact, the graphics are definitely more impressive in person than any picture or stream of them you've seen so far. We had already known quite a bit about Sony's first new console in 7 years. The graphics are sublime, games boot instantly from sleep, games download in the background, and we know it has an x86 processor, an 8-core combined CPU/GPU, 8GB of unified GDDR5 memory versus the PS3's 512MB. A local 500GB hard drive sounds good. But tonight Sony showcased the facial rendering capabilities driving the games of the future, showing the PS4 in action. Specifically, it showed a cut from a 12-minute demo. Again, it looked very good, but we haven't left the uncanny valley by any means. Also worth noting, from what we've seen so far, it's probably safe you can say comparable graphics on Xbox One, so it's really more of a next generation demo than a PS4 demo. The unlikely ace-up of Sony's sleeve being everything Microsoft isn't right now. That means specifically that when you buy a PS4 game, it's yours to do with as you please. As Sony gleefully highlighted, that means you can trade it in at retail, sell it to a retailer, lend it to a friend, keep it forever. Microsoft, by contrast, limits your ability to sell used games in the way that many in the gaming community felt angry about. Another counterpoint to perceive Microsoft, the PS4 doesn't need to connect to the internet every 24 hours or ever. The Xbox One, by contrast, requires the system to be connected to the internet periodically. Likewise, your PlayStation Plus membership will carry over to the PS3. And that also brings me to the point that you will now need PlayStation Plus to play multiplayer online. Well, you could see this as the major counteroffensive of Sony's part. There is every possibility that PlayStation would have these features regardless. Microsoft's Xbox One position, for better or worse, was unappreciated in the video game world. This is just a reminder of the status quo. The PS4 is going to cost $399 and will be available this holiday season. That puts it at $100 cheaper than the Xbox One, although it is worth remembering that the Xbox One comes bundled with a Kinect 2. It's an aggressive price, though one Sony needed to hit to make itself an attractive Xbox One alternative. If nothing else, the choice is clear. Do you want a living room portal that happens to play some extremely good games, or a less expensive gaming machine with some extremely good online content that doesn't have much of an exclusive identity? For the gaming community, the edge pretty clearly goes to the PS4 right now. Used games aren't tainted by DRM restrictions, the console itself is cheaper, the graphics are sublime. The question is, what about everyone else? Will you have to wait for the holiday season for any sort of definite answer?